Uh, Sorry for the late videos, since last time I won't be able to upload a video, and then after, due to some issue, I am unable to upload a video, or I was not present at Aurangabad. That's why there is a delay in these videos. Inshallah, within one or two videos, this lesson will be over within two videos, inshallah. So what we have seen till now is that leaching. So we have seen the leaching. What is that leaching? Is that one ore is particularly is soaked in a liquid or some chemicals, and when that chemical react with the ore and it dissolve the particular metal that we want, desired metal, and it get deposited, then after some few reactions we will separate that of dissolved um metal with the desired metal. We separate both. Means what happen in leaching, basically we use a certain chemicals. So for example, NaOH, we are using NaOH, and in that NaOH we are adding a aluminium or bauxite, and powdered in powdered form. What will happen, the gang will separate, it will not react with the NaOH, and it will just float above the surface, and the aluminium, which basically which is highly reactive, it get reacted with that, and due to this reaction, what happened, the NaOH and aluminium will form a certain product, and this certain product is getting deposited down in the vessel, and from there this gang is separated, and gang is separated from the aluminium ore, from the bauxite. Basically that is a concentration of aluminium ore, and this process is called as leaching, that we have seen in our previous videos. Now we will go further, and uh, here I just want to define what is oxidation and what is reduction. uh, so basically, oxidation and reduction, these are the two processes. Oxidation and reduction, these are the two processes, uh, and it has basically three definitions. Okay, so we will deal only the electronic type of definition over here. And what is that definition says? uh, it says it says when an item or when an element loses the electron, it is called as reduction. What is reduction? When an atom loses the electron, it is called as reduction. So over here, this is a half reaction. This reaction is called as half reaction. Basically, I want to highlight this one. This is a half reaction. What is this half reaction? Half reaction means it is a reaction of particular one metal. Okay, usually metals, sodium, they it is highly reactive basically, and it react and it loses the electron. Metals have a tendency to lose the electrons, so it has a very great affinity, or it has a very great ability to lose the electron. So how it is losing the electron? It is losing the electron and forming a bond with the chlorine, NaCl, that we know. Okay, and chlorine being the acceptor of that electron, and it is accepting that electron. So sodium, see, this is sodium, it loses one electron. We have to write in this way. Okay, and that is sodium, it loses the one electron. That is a half reaction. And what it means, it is called as loss of electron, is called as reduction. So what is the definition of reduction? Basically, loss of electron is reduction. Loss of electron is called as reduction. So what is the reduction? When an atom loses the electron, it is called as reduction. And what is the counterpart of the reduction? That is oxidation. What it means? Gain of electron is called as oxidation. What it means? gain of electron is called as oxidation. So what is oxidation? Here sodium is the loser of electron and chlorine is a gainer of the electron. So in half reaction we have to write in this fashion, that is sodium loses one electron, means which is like this way. And on another way, oxidation, actually chlorine is taking a two electrons. We can't write this like this Cl and this type of arrow. So what we have to write it? We have to write it Cl in the arrow in this direction, Cl2 plus 2 electron. That is what here written over here. So oxidation, basically oxidation is what? Oxidation is gain of electron and reduction is what? Loss of electron. So I think the concept of reduction and oxidation in terms of electronic configuration, in terms of electronic definition, is clear to all of you. So oxidation is gain of electron, reduction is loss of electron. So we have seen how we find what is the concentration of ore. Now after separating the different gang particles from the ore, now we will move on the extraction of particular metals. So today we will see the extraction of metals. So extraction of metals is basically of two types: extraction of reactive metals and extraction of non-reactive metals. So here is some paragraph that I will go read. I will go by I will try to explain by reading it, and we will see. The metals on the top of the reactivity series are highly reactive. So basically the metals that we have seen, they are highly reactive, moderately reactive, or less reactive. So the highly reactive metals means what? That are sodium, aluminium, potassium. These are the highly reactive metals. Okay, and these highly reactive metals, usually, what is a metal? What is a one type of definition? What I have told you in the previous lectures is that the metals, they have a tendency to lose the electron. Means with whatever the metal, and it is we will say that it is a strong metallic character. This metal is having a strong metallic character. So what is basically metallic character? Metallic character is basically its ability to lose the electrons. So metals, usually they lose the electron and form a cations. So, okay, like the sodium usually loses the one electron and it form a cation, Na plus, correct? That's where the metals like sodium, potassium, aluminum, they are the highly reactive, and they are having a large capacity to form a cations because they are highly reactive. So what is going to happen? This reactive metal, when they are ready to react, okay, they are ready to react when they are getting reacted with dilute acid, they usually give the hydrogen gas. Okay, if we are trying to react a certain metal with a dilute acid, they usually give a hydrogen gas. Okay, the highly reactive metals, for example sodium. Okay, for example sodium, usually the sodium is stored in the kerosene. Okay, because of its highly reactivity with the oxygen. So what happen if we are taking out that sodium out of the kerosene, and it is allowed to react with the air? Then what happen? When it usually get burned. Highly reactive metals, they are getting burned by reacting with the oxygen at a room temperature. Usually these metals, they are highly reactive. That's why they react with the atmospheric air, and what is present in the air? That is oxygen. So they react with the oxygen and they usually burn. Combustion is occurred, वहाँ पे combustion हो जाता. So what type of method should be used to extract these type of metals? Because if we are trying to extract this at a room temperature, or at a atmosphere in open space, in means in open space in a laboratory, or whatever maybe on factory, what on the large scale they will combust, they will catch the fire with the atmospheric air, oxygen. So in that method, in this type of metals, that we have to use electronic reduction. What we have to use, a type of method of extraction of metal, that is called as electrolytic reduction. Electrolytic reduction. So the metals like sodium metals like just a minute metals like sodium, calcium and magnesium, they usually obtained by the electrolysis. They usually obtained by the electrolysis of their chloride salt. Means we have to obtain sodium, so we have to take molten NaCl, and in molten NaCl we have to pass the electricity in order to get a sodium. In order to get a plain sodium, pure form of sodium, we have to use chloride salt of it, means NaCl, and in that we use electricity, and electricity is passed through the molten state of the NaCl. And when the electricity goes through the molten state of NaCl, we get a Na sodium as a separate deposition on one of the electrode, and chlorine gas is liberated. Okay, one of the electron means so chlorine gas is liberated at anode, and sodium being deposited on the cathode. Sorry for the background noises. I usually don't find a specific time, and that's why, sorry for these background noises. I'm just try to make a video, and just put it on, so that you are able to learn something. So what happened, this molten sodium was, so in order to conclude all these things, I just want to say that what is the electrolysis. Electrolysis is electrolytic. Electrolysis is means what? Electro means electricity, lysis means breakdown. We are using electricity to break down something. Okay, we have seen in 9th standard the we have passed the current through the water. That is what is called as electrolysis of water. And what we get, we are getting two separated hydrogen and oxygen. So usually electrolysis is used to break down a thing into its component. Means what? We are using electrolysis of water, means we are passing electricity to break down water into its constituent. So what are the constituent of the water? So basically there are two constituent, that is hydrogen and oxygen. So we are getting hydrogen and oxygen as a product of electrolysis of water. Same way, what we will get on the what we will get by the electrolysis of NaCl, we will get Na, that means sodium and chlorine. That is a product of the electrolysis of NaCl or table salt. So in order to do that, what we need, we use molten state of NaCl, because in a crystalline form we can't pass the electricity through it. Okay, so what is happened, that is that are two type of reactions are occurred in electrolysis. Basically that is a cathode reaction, and this is the anode reaction. Cathode reaction, what happened at cathode reaction? At cathode reaction, sodium is release the electron, and that is a reduction take place at the cathode. And what happened at anode? At anode, chlorine is accepting the electrons from sodium, and oxidation is occurred. So this type of reactions take place at cathode and anode. So All these things what I have explained is because I want to explain the extraction of aluminium. And extraction of aluminium basically involves two process, that is concentration of bauxite ore, and second is electrolytic reduction of alumina. What is that? Electrolytic reduction of alumina. So it is basically of two stages. So let's start. Extraction of aluminium, because aluminium is a highly reactive, and being more reactive, uh, before that we will see the symbol of aluminium is Al, and what is the color of aluminium is silver white. What we see in our kitchen utensil, uh, that we usually used to tell German ka bagona or like that, uh, that is what the aluminium. Its atomic number is 13 and its electronic configuration is 2 8 and 3, and its valency is 3 basically. So these are the some of the basic information regarding the aluminium. Now we will move forward. And aluminium being the highly reactive metal, so it, because of its reactivity, it is it is not available in a free state in the nature. So it is highly reactive, and it is a third abundant element in the earth crust after the oxygen and silicon. So first is oxygen, second is silicon, and third is aluminium. So aluminum is extracted from its ore. The specific name of that ore is bauxite, and the formula for the bauxite is this one, that is Al2O3. N is the number of water molecules present in the aluminium, NH2O. Bauxite contain 30 to 70% of aluminium oxide. See, aluminium is always, it is in a combined state with the what, oxygen. So if we take a 1 kg of bauxite, we will get only 700 grams maximum, 700 grams maximum of Al2O3, and rest 300 grams is the, what is that, gangue. What is that? Gangue. And the gangue over here is sand, silica, iron oxide. And what we have to do to separate the gangue is that we have to concentrate it. So concentration of bauxite ore goes over here. So it involves basically this leaching process. So concentration of bauxite ore. So what happen in bauxite is the main ore of the aluminium, and the other impurities that are present in bauxite are silicia, ferric oxide, and titanium oxide. These are the impurities. These are the gangue particles present in the aluminium ore or bauxite. Okay, we need to separate this, and in order to separate this, we use two methods are used: Bayer's method and Hall's method. After all these two methods are applied, what we will get? We get concentrated alumina. And how we get concentrated alumina? By the method of calcination, that we will see afterwards. What happen in Bayer's process? In Bayer's process, ground part the bauxite ore is firstly ground into a fine particles, and these fine particles are allowed to react with the caustic soda, that is NaOH. So what is the process? The first process, the bauxite ore is finely ground into particles, and these grounded particles or finely ground particles are allowed to react with the caustic soda, that is NaOH, at 140 to 150 degrees Celsius under the high pressure for the 2 to 8 hours in a digester. One type of tank is used that is called as digester. In digester we take cost NaOH solution, and in that we are adding this powdered bauxite, and we are allowing it in under the high pressure for 2 to 8 hours. So what will happen after this reaction goes on? This bauxite and NaOH, they are reacting with each other, and now the product is formed is the so this NaAl2 and water molecules are liberated. So bauxite is leached in this product, leached by the sodium hydroxide, and we will get NaAl2, and this NaAl2 in aqueous form, and this NaAl2 is usually this NaAl2 usually separated by the filtration, and gangue particles usually they are dissolved in aqueous sodium hydroxide, and here the gangue particle basically silicea, which dissolve in the sodium hydroxide to form soluble sodium silicate, which is usually get separated. This NaAl2, that is sodium aluminate, this sodium aluminated are is being diluted, means the water is added on it, and it is now allowed to cool down, and it is allowed to cool at what temperature? To 50 degrees Celsius. From 150 degrees Celsius to it is allowed to cool at 50 degrees Celsius. Now due to this dropping of the temperature, what we will get? The sodium hydroxide and aluminum hydroxide. What we will get? Sodium hydroxide and aluminum hydroxide, and sodium hydroxide and aluminum hydroxide. This aluminum hydroxide is heated, and during this heating process, water is getting evaporated, and we are getting plain Al. So what we will do, that we will see afterwards. So here another method, that is Bayer's method, and this one is Hall's method, in which the same process is going on, and all the things are the same, but the thing is that filtrate is warmed and neutralized by the carbon dioxide gas through it. In this method, the filtrate that what is the filtrate solution that we are getting on concentrate by the leaching method, that is passed by the carbon dioxide gas, and we are getting the same aluminum hydroxide. So what we are getting aluminum hydroxide, and this aluminum hydroxide is heated, or these are washed and dried, and we are getting this one, that is aluminum oxide at the temperature of 1000 degrees Celsius. So we have to use heating, then we are getting this aluminum oxide. So these reactions are basically of the Hall's process. In Hall's process, the instead of NaOH, sodium carbonate is used, and we are getting sodium aluminate, and apart from this we are getting CO2 and water, and this sodium aluminate is being diluted with the water, and then it is passed through the CO2 gas, and due to this we are getting aluminum hydroxide and sodium carbonate again, and this sodium carbonate is used again in this leaching process of sodium this leaching process of bauxite, and this aluminum hydroxide is being heated, and we are getting this one. So in both process we are getting aluminum hydroxide, and this aluminum hydroxide, once getting heated, we are getting aluminum oxide. Okay. Now electrolytic reduction. Now the this is a very short this is very short, and it is divided into two things. Main thing is that you have to concentrate over this diagram. This is a steel tank basically, and this steel tank is innerly coated with the basically graphite lining is there, and this graphite lining is acted as cathode, and that is negative terminal. And this steel uh, tank is internally coated with the graphite lining, and this graphite lining is acting as a cathode. Second thing is that in that the certain anode, that is graphite anodes, are being this way, they are immersed in the solution of, that is a mixture of alumina or ceriolite or fluorspar. This is a mixture basically. Okay, mixture of alumina means what? It is a molten state of aluminium which is having a temperature more than 2000 degrees Celsius, and this hot alumina molten state is taken over here. Okay, over here, and in that the anode, that is graphite electrodes, are being the inserted. Okay, and this is the setup. Okay, now what happened when we are passing the electricity from over here? It caused the breakdown of this mixture. What it caused? It caused the breakdown of mixture. What is what we are taking in, what we have taken in that alumina? What is the formula of alumina? Al2O3. We have taken this alumina. So when we pass the electricity through it, it will break down the aluminium and oxygen. So what is going to happen at the cathode? Oxygen is accepting the 4 electrons and being accepting the electrons, so O2 being liberated. So oxygen gas is liberated at this anode. And what happened? This aluminium, being that is metal, it is ready to give the electrons, so it is losing the electron, the reduction is taken place. And this aluminium is a, because it is a heavier, so it is try to settle down, and this molten aluminium then from here is taken out, and in this way the oxygen gas is liberated at anode graphite electrodes, and oxygen aluminum is deposited in the tank, and from where it is get collected, and the pure form of aluminum is obtained by the electrolytic reduction of aluminum. So I think this concept is being uh, understood very well. If you are having any difficulty in all these videos, whenever I go live, just try to ask the questions, and inshallah I will try to answer that all the questions whenever I go on live session. Thank you.